How's that, Mr. Grodin? How's that look?
Throw some mascara up there, will you, Blondie?
Mascara. I'm sorry, I'm out of mascara.
You're out of mascara?
Sorry. You know your friendliness campaign? It's so wonderful. It's such a
You're out of mascara?
Yeah. Helps people get along, like each other.
Is that your coffee cup on my friendly pamphlets?
Yes.
What are you, crazy? It's like a zoo in here. Where's the producer? Where's the producer? What is this, late night? Late night. You people ought to be on at 4:45 to 5:15. They're out of mascara in there. They put coffee on my pamphlets. Why don't you work more on producing the show and less on your permanent? Hey, you're not supposed to be everybody in here. Out of here. Clear this green room. Come on, move it, move it. Take these friendly pamphlets. Come on, read these. You can't read, can't you? Come on, old-timer, move it. Out of here. Out of here. Come on, come on.
Which way they go, don't we?
Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Hi, welcome back to the show. And once again, our thanks to Mrs. Nelson out there in Loomis, Nebraska. Charles Grodin is a very popular actor whose film credits include The Heartbreak Kid, Real Life, Heaven Can Wait, and Seems Like Old Times. He is also a writer, a producer, a director, a member of the Porkettes, and despite what we say or do on this program, a very nice guy. Please welcome Mr. Charles Grodin. You brought cushions there, huh?
As I see the show on television, you're, look, if I didn't have these cushions, I'd be here, right?
Yeah.
So I have these cushions.
Oh, I see.
You get the feeling you're scolding your guests at the lower level.
Oh, really?
So I feel better like this.
Well, now you look enormous.
Yes, that's the idea.
Heavens, I feel so insecure suddenly.
Yeah, that's how people feel who are on the lower
Are you comfortable
position.
sitting on those?
I'm fine now. Let me just offer one suggestion, you know, of a talk show veteran that I am. Over your left shoulder, if you take a shot just of David here, you'll see a dog. You see that dog on the wall?
I see the dog.
I suggest you don't have a dog behind you when you're hosting a show.
Really?
It just puts thoughts in people's minds.
Well, that's interesting. What is the nature of the thoughts placed in your mind?
The show is a dog, or you look at it, or you look at an animal. I mean, these are just the type of thoughts that you could have. Or people like to look at animals.
Yeah.
And
you find that distracting, actually?
It was to me. I just looked at the animal. What was the opening about?
No,
I found it distracting. I would not like to have an animal behind me, or even with me.
Oh,
Just a suggestion. You don't want to deal with it now, but...
Well, maybe we do. If you want to go backstage, I'll deal with the dog here. We'll solve that problem. You can come out later.
Maybe take it down and put up nothing. Just leave nothing there.
Well, that's one of my dogs.
No, seriously. Is it?
That's Stan.
That's your dog, Stan?
Yeah.
First of all, I want to congratulate you on the show and tell you that this is serious. I want to tell you something that happened the other day. I went to a dinner party.
Yeah.
This is not funny, but it's true.
Okay.
And the hostess was talking about you in excess, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She talked about you. She thought you were, like, real cute, adorable, funny. And the host, after about 20 minutes of this, really was getting irritated.
Yeah.
And he, after about a half an hour, I'm serious, it actually happened like this. After about a half an hour dinner party of about 12 people, he called her a bad word.
What?
He called her... Then, she continued. This is completely true.
Have anything to do with a dog?
No. Completely true. 30 minutes later, she was still doing this. David Letterman is the cutest, he's the funniest, he's the best. You know, I didn't really like it myself, but I wasn't saying anything. You know. But the host then called her an even worse word. Didn't stop her. And she ended the evening by saying if she could just see you, and two things she wanted to do for her day would make her day. See you and read the National Enquirer. That's true. I mean, that's just the point. I don't know what that does for you, but it's better than the dog comment.
That would make her a happy woman, huh?
That's what she said.
Whoa,
now, so what I'm doing with you in my friendliness plan here is to start like with the criticism of your set.
Yeah.
And bring you up
Then
to
you
like
built me up a little
built
bit.
you up to you
Yeah.
know people like you as much as the Inquirer.
Well, you've done a fine job of it, Charles. I appreciate that. We're going to interrupt here, but we'll continue. More with Charles Grodin. Charles Grodin is here, fine actor, and we at the beginning of the show we made reference to your Let's Be Friendly
Well, you know,
campaign.
they called me up when when they saw that I was going to be on the show and asked me how I would feel about doing what they call a cold opening. You familiar with the term?
I've heard some people around the office use it. Yeah.
And they wanted me. They said, "Would you come in and blow up and get very angry?" So that would be the comedy opening. And I said I wanted to think about it because I didn't think being unfriendly was going to be funny, which I don't think it was.
No, I thought it was funny.
Was it?
I found it amusing.
Did you? Well, I think last night, actually, now that you mention it, you were interviewing a fellow who almost, who did die, right?
Yes, he did die. Not while I was talking to him, but a couple of months ago. He died, and he's fine now.
So you said to him at some point, so you were dead, right?
Yes.
Like, for the single best sensitive remark a talk show host. So you would probably find that opening funny.
I found it funny.
Yeah.
Well, he was dead. He knows he was dead.
And you were just reminding him and the audience that for anybody who tuned in late, I'm sitting here talking to a person who was dead, and he's sitting here.
Right.
He's sitting here. Anyway, the unfriendly thing is the reason I said I would do it is to show people that unfriendliness really is stupid. But now it turns out it can be stupid and funny. But nobody wants to be
stupid.
Yeah, even if you're funny.
But now, explain the genesis of your campaign to make folks friendly.
Oh, I became aware sometimes in the last several years that how I was feeling had a lot to do with how people were treating me. Seems like an obvious idea. So I got together with Carol Burnett, and we went around to various shows and started to talk about the idea of how we treat each other. For example, are you treated the way you'd like to be treated? I mean, because you seem like mildly upset to me sometimes. I'm
mildly upset most of the time.
Is that because of the way you're treated in life, or something that happened a long time ago?
I'll go along with you on this. I guess that's the way I appear, and that's the way people treat me in return.
And so you're kind of mean would be like too strong a word.
I don't see myself as being mean. I guess others might use that word.
Yeah. See, I think you come off like a. But I think that
I'm sorry.
people.
I'm sorry. I come off like a.
And he called her a.
Oh, one of those deals. Yeah.
No. The one thing that if I could say one thing and then get off it, because you don't want to talk about friendliness too much on with a late night audience.
You don't.
No. No, late night audience are not interested in that subject, I found.
In
fact, people generally are not interested in this subject. And your rating on a show that comes on in this hour is like a real single digit, a low single digit to start with, right? I mean, it is. It's the nature of the time slot. It really is. I hosted the Tomorrow Show. I had one of those weeny teeny little figures. They give you like a 2 or something, you know. So you don't want to hurt it further with this, but.
Gee, Charles, we really don't have much time for all of this friendliness, but we'll pause and we'll come back and continue. Charles Grodin is here. We've replaced that ugly eyesore, Charles.
Right. That's my new picture. I'm not in a new picture. That is my new picture.
I like that. Yeah, that's nice.
You always want to make reference to a picture when you come on a talk show.
Yeah. You know, can I ask you a question about a picture? I asked you this once before. Did you actually see Sybil Shepherd undressed?
What, you're going to old questions you asked me that worked in the past?
Well, I don't think that we ever got a definitive answer, and it's the kind of thing that recurs and haunts me.
No, I'll tell you something that did happen. I ran into David Steinberg at a gathering, and he said, "Gee, you were so good when you were on with me at the Tonight Show." I said, "Hey, you asked me if I ever saw Sybil Shepherd naked, and with a question like that, I mean, it's a great question for a host to ask." And I walked away, forgetting that you asked me that question and not David Steinberg. The answer to your question is, what was the question?
About seeing Sybil Shepherd undressed in The Heartbreak Kid.
You mean, have I ever seen Sybil Shepherd naked? Is that the question?
Have you ever seen David Steinberg naked?
Have you ever seen David Steinberg naked? Between us.
Who hasn't? They're curious. A burst of applause there.
I've seen David naked.
Well, good. Good. I'm glad. Now, you mentioned a motion picture. Have you a new offering we can look forward to?
Just that back there.
Okay. Okay. Well, I certainly appreciate you coming on here tonight and helping us out with our cushions and our set.
I appreciate it, and you know, next time I hope.
Will you come back? You implied that there would be a next time.
You mean what I just said just now?
Yeah. Will you come back?
I don't think it necessarily implies that there would be a next time.
Oh, darn. Well, we'll negotiate this over. Charles Grodin, ladies and gentlemen. Chuck, thank you very much. I appreciate it.